for the memory of sentimental verse, nothing in my purse, and chuckles when the preacher said, for better or for worse.
How lovely it was. Thanks for the memory of Schubert's serenade.
Kong has dropped in several times. You can see they had the welcome mat on. We paid our respects to the Army Canine Corps. These are tracker dogs, and they're harmless. Well, they said they were harmless. I feel like somebody's breakfast. Here we meet a few of the Thai troops now in Vietnam. They're members of the Queen's Cobra Regiment, fresh from a victory against the Kong. The young major is the son of the Prime Minister of Thailand, Phnom Kittikachorn. So much for the social notes from the Far East. Let's attack the men of the 9th Infantry Division. Hey, you Bearcats. Oh, you Bears. Thank you, Joe Martin. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas, men. Merry Christmas. We're here with the 9th Infantry Division at Camp Martin Cox. We're 20 miles east of Saigon, or at least we were when the show started. Over here, you can never be sure. This place has never been attacked until today. The Kong would like to attack this place, but they can't. Everything's off limits here. In the 9th Infantry Division, you're known as the Old Reliables. Funny, I thought that was mouthwash and penicillin.
And anagrams and bills we never paid.
How lovely it was. We who could laugh over big things were parted by only a slight thing.
I wonder if we did the right thing.
Stephen Cotelis here. Look at this guy. Hey, you're kidding. Isn't that great? Here, my boy. I want to tell you. My name is Stephen Cotelis. Stephen Cotelis. Yes. Tell me something. I heard about you in Da Nang. You know that? How long you been in the service? Well, Bob, I don't want to snow you in, but they lost the records. I tell you what I want to ask you. I know all about your record, and I know that you're... How old are you? Me? No, seriously. Well, as I say, I'm hitting 69 now. You're about the oldest guy in the Navy, aren't you? Huh? Well, I don't know. Who's older than you in the Navy? Some of our battleships? That's right. I think it's, the old Quincy. The old Quincy. Yes, that's Brigham Young. Yes, I think so. No, but I want to congratulate you, and I tell you something. You're sort of, to me, you're sort of what America stands for, because I've heard a lot about you, and that's why I wanted you to come up here today. Give me a rough idea why you joined the service. Well, when I was a youngster, I heard about communism, but it was in a different way. Yeah? It was Bolshevism and many other names. Now, today it's communism, and by God, it's still bad to me, and I'd like to see it stop very quickly. I'd like to see all you boys do your part, and I'm willing to do mine, and let's get them. Well, I want to... By the way, Bob, now that I snowed you with all this, how old are you? Why don't you take your seat and shut your mouth?
Oh, well, that's life, I guess.
I love your dress.
Do you?
It's pretty.
Thanks for the memory of faults that you forgave, rainbows on a wave,
and stockings in the basin when a fellow needs a shave. Thank you so much.
This is Ku Chi, home of the 25th Infantry, the Tropic Lightning Boys. This is a new base for us and a new base for them, too. They just fought the Kong for this landscape about 6 months ago. We shared our Christmas dinner with Company A of the 1st Battalion. The luscious gal in the now famous miniskirt is the voice of Armed Forces Radio, Chris Noel, the round-eyed Hanoi Hannah. 20 minutes after we finished dinner, these kids were out on patrol a few hundred yards away. 2 VC were killed, 1 escaped. Here we are at Ku Chi, known the world over as Zap City. I don't have much news from the States. You all remember the States. You've seen it in those training films. No, I have real good news for you. I want to tell you guys the country's behind you 50%. Oh, let's see, what else is new? Oh, yeah, Santa Claus is resting up at his ranch in Texas. And I have good news for you Catholics. It's official now. You can eat Spam on Fridays. That's not my bow applause. That's the welcome for Joey Heatherton. I should get a medal for this. I stayed on stage with it. Joey, I trained my Polaroid on you during your dance, and all I got was a blur. Where'd you learn to wiggle and waggle like that?
Watching your golf swing.
If I ever swung like that, my caddy would kiss me. But I must say, these kids out here are crazy about you.
Well, the feeling's mutual. What I'd like to know is, when am I going to get a chance to meet all these fellas personally?
Well, they haven't got time, honey. They're in a hurry to get back to the war. I just read the cards. What do I know?
Well, I've never seen so many interesting faces. What were they in civilian life?
Happy. Honey, why don't we do a little song and dance together?
Oh, wonderful, Bob. What kind of dancing do you do?
Oh, I do all the latest stuff. Waltz, schottisch, foxtrot, turkey trot, all that stuff. Black bottom.
Well, they must be awfully new. I never heard of them
Well,
before.
you just follow the music and we'll take care of it. All right, let's go. At the conclusion of the show, our landlord, General Wyan, presented us with a pineapple and a few well-chosen words.
All right, knock it off. Bob, I'm here for one very simple reason, and that's to thank you on behalf of all of these women and men who are here at Ku Chi with the 25th Division. But you wonder, at least I do, why would a man like this come all of this way, volunteer on Christmas Day to appear here with us? And you sort of wonder if maybe he's committed a crime in the United States, or maybe he's ducking a draft. Or maybe he's just some kind of a nut. You can't tell.
I appreciate all those words much, but I got to tell you, and I speak for all these people, there's a lot of other nuts up on this stage. And I don't mean your general. I mean it. I mean all these people here
who have volunteered to come over here. I'm very, very proud of them. They're all great Americans. What about that, huh?
Thanks for the memory of tinkling temple bells, alma mater yells,
and Cuban rum and towels from the very best hotels.
Oh, how lovely it was. Thanks for the memory of cushions on the floor.
And now let's jump from Udorn to Da Nang, the hot spot on the northeast coast of Vietnam. If you think you're confused, you should have seen what security did to us. We changed directions more often than a burp in a wind tunnel. The 3rd Marines have seen a lot of combat, and they needed all their experience to find a place to sit on this hill. Here in Da Nang, it was strictly CRO, climbing room only. Look at these cats. They're lying with their bodies under the stage and their faces staring up at them.
Here I am at Da Nang, better known as Dodge City. Yes, sir, Da Nang is one of my favorite stops, and I mean stops. Go any further and you're in Kong country. And the guys love it here because Da Nang has such a wonderful location. It's so handy to downtown Hanoi. And I want to tell you, folks, these Marines are really tough. I asked one guy if he'd seen... Yeah, you're tougher than I thought. They're really tough. I asked one guy if he'd seen John Wayne, and he said, "John Wayne, who's she?" And their motto is Semper Fidelis. That means, oh, don't worry about it, Doc. Just nail it back on. There's some guys that never made it up there. Come on down. I don't think they're on our side, are they? Nice lot you bought. No, the Marines here would go over the hill if it wasn't for one thing. The Marines on the other side of the hill went over the hill to get over here. You can work that out. You're ready for Section 8. But these Marines have a great history. They've landed on more beaches than Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello. No, I go way back. I go way back with the Marines. Wake Island, Guadalcanal, Iwo Jima. I saw all those pictures. Now, man, I bring you great news from the land of liberty. It's still there. You may have to cross a picket line to see it, but it's there. But don't worry about those riots you hear about in the States. You'll be sent to survival school before they send you back there. And you get the college scores over here. You've heard the results of the big game, UCLA 21, Dow Chemical 12. Well, Dow Chemical just got even with the students. They came out with an asbestos draft card. Can you imagine those peaceniks back home burning their draft cards? Why don't they come over here and Charlie will burn them for them? And everything's going up at home, prices, taxes, and miniskirts. Miniskirts are bigger than ever. Even some of the fellas are wearing them. Don't laugh. If you'd have thought of it, you wouldn't be here.
Gay pajamas that you bought and never wore.
Say, by the way, whatever became of those pajamas?
Huh?
Huh?
We said goodbye with a highball.
Then I got as high as a steeple.
Did you?
But we were intelligent people.
No tears, no fun.
Our next gig was Long Binh, the largest military installation in Vietnam. If you don't believe it, take a look at this sea of GI caviar. Arnie can have his army. Mine is topless. I'd better go to work before we get busted.
Boy, what a crowd. I got to drop a note to the president about this. They told him you were all home. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, today we're at Long Binh, 17 miles northeast of Saigon. I don't care if Charlie is watching. I'm giving away military secrets. We're on live TV today, and we need the rating. What do they do, just eat a Marine back there? This is the biggest logistical installation in Southeast Asia. 35,000 men, all united in one common goal, to sneak into Saigon. And we got a great audience. We always see all the brass here. Looks like a slow leak at West Point. And the holidays are so emotional here. I saw one big GI kiss another GI. He said, I can't help it. He's my replacement. But this has been a... Hang on up there. Look at that kid. What are you, with the airlines? And for the information of you fellas up for rotation, they just had a new draft lottery, and if you hurry home, you may win it. I know you're all thrilled about the new draft lottery. The big thrill for you is realizing you're last year's winners, huh? No, the new draft lottery is pretty complicated. Something went wrong at Selective Service headquarters last week, and they drafted General Hershey. Right now, I'd like you to meet one of the most beautiful girls alive. That's not just my opinion. It's her official title. Gentlemen, meet Miss World in 1970 from Vienna, Austria, Miss Eva Ruber-Steyer, right here. This. If the world was in this kind of shape, you guys wouldn't be here, right? You want to say hello to these fellas, honey?
Hello.
How about that? Hey, but what do you think of this wild reception?
Why are they so excited? I'm only a woman.
Yeah, well, in their condition, they'll settle for anything, I want to tell you. Hey, but tell me, how did you get to be so beautiful in only 20 years?
Thank you, Bob. I think you're cute, too.
Those beautiful eyes.
Your eyes are nice.
And that cute little turned-up nose. My nose turns up.
Yes, eventually.
Are there any more at home like you?
No, I'm an only child.
How about that? They hit the jackpot, wouldn't even take the winner off the machine. Hey, but just for the record, what are your vital statistics?
You think this man would be interested?
Oh, I think so, yes. Yes, I'm sure of it. They do everything by the numbers.
Well, I'm 20 years old, 5'7", and I weigh 8 stone.
8 stone? Man, that's what I call a rock festival right there.
Bob, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to appear before all these wonderful men.
Look, as Miss World, you have a mission, don't you?
Yes, Bob. My job is to promote international goodwill and understanding.
Well, how you can do that?
Through love.
Through love. Oh. Yeah, through love. Well, you sold me. Where does a civilian go to re-up?
Strictly ingenue, darling, how are you?
And how are all those little dreams that never did come true?
Awfully glad I met you.
Cheerio and toodaloo.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.